welcome to Diaries. It's good to be here again, and as I always do, I always ask, how have you been? I've been great. I've been having a blast, trust me. And I hope you've been joining me every Monday on my radio show, Undiluted with Stella Damasus on i2radio.net. I hope you have been. And I hope you've downloaded the app as well. Yes, we have to support each other. Okay, so here's what I want to talk about today. It's about choosing a partner, a life partner, getting married, and the arguments that a lot of us have, a lot of people have, with their families, with their parents, as regards the kind of man you want to marry. Now I'm speaking on behalf of the women now. I'm saying, how do you know the kind of man that you want to marry? Now here's what it is. For people like us, for women, we always say, oh, you know, I love him, I'm in love, that's all that matters, so I'll marry him. But the one thing that I find that is the recurring thing with women is, oh, he has potential. The truth is, we think that we just meet a man, we fall in love, and we want to marry potential. You cannot marry potential. That's why we fall into all the issues that we fall into every day in marriages. Now, one thing I have learned through experience, to people around me and all of that, is that when you meet a guy, you start to date, you start to fall in love. Even before you get to that point where he decides to pop the question, way before then, your dating period or your courting period, whatever you want to call it, must be a time where you get to know each other. Now, I'm not just talking about, oh, get to know what, because we always do. I want to know what he likes and what he doesn't like, who his friends are, his sports. No, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about who he is as a man in terms of his goals in life. If his goals in life don't work with your own, there is absolutely nothing you can do about it. First of all, there are some questions that I know that are very important to ask when it comes to you being with a guy. You want to know what his goals are. It's very important. You want to know who he wants to be. Now, after knowing who he wants to be, it's not enough for a man to tell you, oh, you know, I want to be the biggest entrepreneur in the whole city. You know, I want to own the biggest factory. I will hope to be, I hope, I want, I think. No. You must know that when he knows what his goals are, you must know that he's doing something to achieve those goals. So which comes to the next one, which is, what does he do? If you want to marry a man, I'm not saying, oh, he must be wealthy, he must have a great job, he must be perfect, because really there's no perfect person. But he must be doing something. He must have focus. Something must wake him up in the morning and get him excited to want to do something. He doesn't have to have all the money in the world. He doesn't even have to have started the business he's doing. But at least see that he's putting plans together, he's meeting people, he's going out there. How does he address himself? How does he represent himself? A man without a brand is no man to marry. I'm being very serious. I'm not saying he should be a brand ambassador of anything or he must be a celebrity. Every man is a brand in his own right. Even a man that wants to be a shoemaker, a man that wants to make clothes, a man that wants to work in a farm, that man must have a brand. Oh, I want to own a farm. Do you even know the first thing about farming? Do you go to anybody's farm to help out? Have you bought anything at all with your savings to show that you have started working towards that goal? That for me is more important. Not people who have huge dreams and sit in the house every day. Yes, I'm going to say it. I have been in a relationship before with somebody that wanted to be a celebrity. And I'm like, what kind of celebrity do you want to be? You want to be a musician? You want to be a model? You want to be an actor? What do you want to do? He says, no, I have plans. I have plans. I want to be this. I want to be that. And every day, no, he doesn't move out of the house. He's always in his house, chilling and saying, no, my time is coming. I'm going to meet somebody someday. I'm going to meet somebody someday. Then he goes out at night, and then he goes to a club, and he goes to party and say, oh, I'm going to meet somebody someday. And my question is, when you're going to these places, are you showing anything to anyone? Do you even have a business card that you use to advertise yourself or the thing that you claim to do? Is there any proof of what you're capable of doing? And I was stupid enough to believe all of that. Oh yes, I'm going to be, I want to be. And I'm like, you know what, dude, I'm sorry. Because before you get to the point where you start looking at me to say, oh, I want to propose to you, I knew then that there was a problem with potential. Because you see able-bodied men, young, strong, vibrant, and you start to ask yourself, why are you not doing something with your life? Because I cannot. When my father was alive, there's no way I would have taken such a person to him to say, oh, this is the person I want to marry. Because you know that sit-down conversation man to man. You know those things that your father will sit and discuss with this man. He will ask, who are you? What do you do? It's not about, oh, I'm hoping, I want to. It's not like your father would say, oh, you must have millions in your account or you must have 500 people working under you. No. At least let him see your progress, what you have done so far, people you have approached. You have a proposal or you have a CD or you have whatever it is you want to do. Oh, I've made samples of what I can do and I'm pushing it and I know that. Let there be something. And to the women, really, really, gone are those days where we go, oh, love is all we need. Love is enough. Oh, I'm sorry. When it comes to marrying someone, there are some things that you need to realize so that you don't get in there tomorrow and go, oh, if I had known, I thought I could change him. You can't change nobody, my dear. When you met him, you met a guy, you fell in love and you said potential. Potential is not what you should be looking for. You want to know what substance the man has. Every man has a brand. That's one thing that we need to take away from everything I've said. If you don't remember anything, you must remember the fact that every man has a brand, no matter who he is, no matter how old he is. Every man has a brand. If you ask a man, who are you? Describe yourself. What do you do? If a man is not able to express himself and tell you who he is, what he's doing, what his goal is and what he wants to try and achieve, then that's a problem. If a man cannot tell you his 5-year plan, if he cannot tell you, oh, in 5 years, this is where I want to be, we cannot build a life on hopes anymore. In 5 years, I want to be here. In 10 years, this is what I'm going to be. It's not, oh, I'm hoping that by that time, no. The man should be bold and confident enough. Whether it happens or not is another issue. But let him be confident enough to look you in the eye and tell you, in 5 years, my business is going to have 5 headquarters. Because anybody who is serious about doing something with his life, with technology and everything, every man should be able to make a projection plan of where he wants to be, when he wants to be, where he wants to be, the kind of family he wants to have, where he's going. He should see it, because if you can't see where you're going, you are not going to go there. If you can't visualize it and start to experience it, start to work towards it and make plans for it. If you wake up every day, you do not have focus, you don't have a projection, that's a problem. Every day must be strategic, every day must be planned. If you set your goals and you say, okay, this is my projection for the next 5 years, and this is what I have to achieve every week. Every man must have deliverables. Even if his deliverable for that week is to make sure that his wife has a pair of whatever he wants to buy, or his goal for that week is, okay, you know what? This week I'm going to make sure that I called 3 companies, and out of those 3 companies, one person must call me for a sit down, for a meeting. When you have such projections for every week, it means that every day you wake up in that week, you wake up with a focused plan, you wake up with a goal. You wake up with the intention of doing something to achieve the goal for the week. If you don't have that, if a man doesn't have that, please check it. And he must have somebody that is accountable to, somebody that is his mentor. If he doesn't have that, my dear sister, please check it. So let's stop all this. Oh, I want to marry. Oh, potential. Oh, he will. We are hoping that. That's it. Look for a man who knows what he's doing, who has a goal, who has a plan, who has a strategy, and who wakes up with a purpose every day. And remember, it's not who people say you are. It's who God says you are. See you soon.